Shalom, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on the Torah. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So, when you look into Genesis, chapter 6, verses 17 and on, God says, "And behold, I am going to bring a flood of water on the entire earth, and the entire universe, in order to destroy all flesh that has life from under the heavens. Everything that's on the earth will perish." Why did God bring a flood? What is the purpose of it? What's the idea behind it? Is it that God just wanted to take revenge of the people? In other words, punish them? Why water then? There's no other means? And besides, what would be the purpose in just punishing them, in just getting back at them? God has many methods, many means of carrying things out. Why did he choose water? Why did he choose to do this? Well, we know, especially as you continue reading the verses, that the entire world was submerged in water. At least the entire civilized part of the world was submerged in water, to the point that the highest mountain, the highest peak, was submerged 15 amma. The Torah tells us that the water topped the highest peak, meaning the highest mountain, by 15 amma, which is a biblical cubit feet. A biblical cubit, forgive me, which would basically translate into feet, approximately about 25 feet. So imagine the highest summit was submerged at least 25 feet in water. So the whole world was like this big, massive swimming pool, like a big bathtub, full of water. Later, the water receded until we know that the actual earth dried up enough for Noah to come out. So it's all about water. It's about submerging the world in water. And while the water was there, the water was so intense and the water was so hot that it actually melted away. It just dissolved all flesh, all living things, and they all got washed away. What is this all about? I want you to think about it. This was one massive reset. This is one major renewal. You see, the world began, the universe that we're in started off with water. If you recall, on the very, very first act that God did in order to bring about the dry land and to make the heavens on day 2, was he separated the waters. Meaning there's waters that was pushed up and the waters that went down. And then he made dry land. And then we have all the landscapes, the trees, the blossoms, and so on and so forth. And then living life. What God did here is he brought it all back to the beginning. Everything went back to its source. Everything was reset. It had to be resubmerged in water. Then the water was drained out. And now, as it says in the Midrash, when Noah came out of the ark, him and his family, quote, they saw a new world. Or I would say a renewed world. In fact, this same idea is what we find throughout the Torah, that if one becomes spiritually impure, they need to submerge in water. What is this idea of submerging in water? Well, a human being also, the beginning of a human being's being, the beginning of their life is in a sack of water. Thus, when you go to the water, you get submerged in the water. It's like going back to the beginning. It's renewing. It's resetting. Think of water as a blessing.